20th. It is approximately 1 p.m. The weather, 89 degrees, more than acclimate weather, and we are here at the residence of Karen Davis to perform a repairability attempt. Claim was filed. I know for certain there is some wind damage, and from what I understand, some repairs were awarded. So we're going to find a good shingle to attempt to repair on. Just need to decide to where I want to do it at. Ideally one that doesn't have a lot of damage around it, and this could be a potential candidate right here, although kind of got low level up there. I want it to be very evident and documented what happens when we do this repair. So I'd prefer not to do it on a torn shingle, prefer to do it on a creased one, but we may not have that privilege today, so let's see. Alrighty, I believe I have found a wind damaged shingle. So this is the shingle that we're going to be opting to repair, or at least attempt. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and mark my work area off now. Okay. Alrighty, to perform this repair attempt, I'm going to be using a roof snake, and I'm filming this and documenting it in live time with the Meta glasses. Now these glasses film in 3-minute increments, so at any point that I need to pause the video and pick back up, I'm going to try and do it as seamless as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing that I'm going to do is use the flat bar side of this roof snake to break loose the adhesive strip, or at least attempt to, and be very gentle. What you can see already, the shingle is tearing. Not only that, it's damaging the shingle beneath, trying to get it up. Tearing into the shingle, tearing. Shingle's just ripping apart, folks. It is very, very brittle. Some mat transfer going on down here. Tearing the shingle. Tearing the shingle. Coming from the corner, trying to get that up, and it is just tearing that shingle to pieces because it is adhered into the one beneath it. Again, when I'm doing this, you can see not only is this tab taking damage, but the one beneath it also, and that's seems to be the case everywhere that we're having this problem. Severe mat transfer right here. I'll be sure to get a photo of that. Don't want to lift these shingles too high, so let me just kind of lift it like so and show the mat transfer there. This isn't damage to the shingle that we're repairing, it's actually shingle to the shingle. It's damage to the shingle we're not repairing. It's tearing from the bottom layer of that. When it's tearing from that, this top part is going to erode quicker, which I can show if I take my thumb and just lightly kind of work it over here. You can see the granules are just pouring off, okay, leaving nothing but asphalt there. And what happens in this Georgia heat is the longer that that sits there exposed to that, it's going to continue to erode and eventually leak, and it's going to affect the water shedding capabilities of this tab right here in particular, which is functional damage. Again, I want to take my thumb and show, I'll rub somewhere that we haven't had it lifted, and you can see the granules are still intact here, okay? Granules are still intact, however here they're not where that mat transfer is present. Functional damage. It's affecting the way this shingle sheds water. Tearing into the shingle here. Look here, ladies and gentlemen, I can't get the shingle. So my glass is overheated, which is not uncommon in this Georgia summer heat, but you can see the problem we're having is the shingles are ripping before we can even get them loose. And that's happened consecutively on all of these, okay? You can see here where we originally started, down here at the bottom, tearing here into the shingle, okay? Tearing here. We got some tearing right there. We got some up here. We've got some mat transfer down here. And I want to kind of show what happens when we go to remove a nail. And again, I'm filming this with one hand, so you can see here this tab. I'm gonna lift it and try to find where the nail is, which it's pretty high up right there. But even on the nail removal portions of this, take that and put it in my pouch. On surface, it doesn't look like it took any damage, but when I tap it, you can see that just that minimal lifting on that shingle caused it to crease and hinge right there at the top. So I'm gonna do a quick little recap and stop the repair at this point, just to show what's taken place so far. So everywhere virtually that we had to remove or break the adhesive strip, you can see functional damage taking place, tearing to the shingle above and below. So that's two separate damaged areas right there. Had some more tearing here, here, tearing here, tearing here on that corner, damaging the shingle on the bottom. You can see that this shingle was creased from removing the nail, as well as the mat transfer, damaging it from underneath the shingle to the top, removing the granules, exposing the asphalt and even some of the fiberglass in that area. Tearing here, and I'm gonna lift this shingle a little higher than what you're supposed to, only because we can agree that it's now damaged, just to show again the mat transfer that took place. And in this area that it damaged the top, you can see it's because it ripped it down to the fiberglass, okay? So based on what I'm seeing here, starting with only one damaged shingle that needed to be repaired, which would be this bottom 3 tab here, that's gonna be one. We now have this second shingle here, which from here to here, that's gonna be 2, okay? This third shingle here, okay, 1, 2, 3. And then of course, this top one, which is torn, that also needs to be repaired, which is 4, okay? Everywhere that you have a damaged shingle, based on what you've seen documented here in live time and the condition of this roof, this is gonna be a problem that spreads upwards and outwards, which leads me to my expert diagnosis that this roof is not in repairable condition. This roof cannot properly be repaired. The homeowner has filed a claim for storm damages, and due to it not being repairable, this house cannot be brought to pre-storm condition, pre-loss condition by repair. It all needs to be lifted up. These 3 tab shingles are too brittle, and they're too what's the word I'm looking for? Flimsy, and they're not pliable enough to accurately be repaired, which is not uncommon for a 3 tab with this age. Again, we appreciate you taking the time. We look forward to hearing back from you.